Hey you guys, we're about to go into the Civil Rights Museum and we are getting a private tour before the show. It's not coming?
No flash, but it didn't take.
When the Institute opened to the public 30 years ago, the motto was inspired by the past, a vision for the future. One of the most shocking things to happen in Birmingham was the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in 1963 that took the lives of 4 little girls. These words that we have here are taken from Dr. Martin Luther King's eulogy of those girls. Remembering, inspired by the past, a vision for the future. When you look at those words, you can see that reflected here. We start our experience taking you back in time because it's kind of hard to see what you see from 2023. So we take you back to 1871. If you'll come right this way. If you look at these 2 classrooms, same year, same time, same city, you see ordinary things. But if you come further and you look at this classroom, same city, same time, same school system, you see a marked difference. And this difference permeated society. When we talk about this school, it was known as Parker High School. It was called the largest Negro high school in the world by Ebony magazine. That's not a positive. It was the largest school because it was the only school for people of color in this area. The teachers at this school were heroes. They taught twice the students every day that their white counterparts did for half the salary. But that's not it. They also had to teach in the evening because before this school was created, Black people couldn't get a 4-year high school diploma in Birmingham because education was the way out. This school started the tradition of Black bands dancing. Had a student there named Erskine Hawkins. He wrote a song called Tuxedo Junction. The legendary Glenn Miller recorded that song and it became so popular that the kids begged to play it. The band director told them that bands don't play jazz. They only play Broadway tunes. But the kids insisted, he let them play it. And when they played it, being kids, they took that inch and they went for the mile. They broke out in doing the dances simultaneously that were done when people heard Tuxedo Junction. They graduated from the largest Negro high school in the world, going to places like Grambling, Howard, Spelman, and so on, and they took the tradition with them. Right this way, please.
Mr. Berry won't tell you, but he currently teaches at Parker High School, which is still here.
Ordinary thing is a barbershop. But sometimes a barbershop is not just a barbershop, and sometimes a haircut is not just a haircut. This is where people came to talk. Dr. Martin Luther King would come to this particular barbershop. It's called Armstrong's. This chair is where Dr. King would sit when he got his hair cut in Birmingham. He'd get a Coca-Cola from that machine right there and drink it. The thing is Dr. King did things like this because he had to find a way to connect with the people of Birmingham, the everyday, ordinary people that he needed to serve. He couldn't serve them if he couldn't connect with them. And so barbershops and things like that are invaluable. Right this way. So much of this is really entertainment. When we think of entertainment, it sets the norming process in our country. If you look around, you see these images, and these images made light of people of color. And I say people of color intentionally because it wasn't just Black people. We're talking about people who were from all spectrums, but if you weren't considered to be white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, then you would be depicted in this way to make you less than. And as you look around, you see all of these people smiling. They're smiling to say that they're no threat, to say that they're okay with how they're being treated. When we think of Frederick Douglass, we remember he was the most photographed man of the 19th century, right behind Abraham Lincoln. And Frederick Douglass never smiled in a photograph. He was asked why. And he said he never wanted his countenance to be used as evidence that he was comfortable with the treatment of his people. So when you look here, you see all these people smiling. That takes you to Paul Laurence Dunbar, who wrote the powerful work, We Wear the Mask. These are masks that you see. This woman that we call Aunt Jemima, her real name is Ethel Ernestine Harper. She wasn't making pancakes. She had a master's degree in education. She taught teachers. She also was a very successful musician. She recorded with the legendary Sun Ra, who was from Birmingham. But in order for her to be in media, she had to wear what the leaders of media gave her. And she took it and did the best she could with it.
I'm Randall Wood from Mayor of the City of Birmingham. Just glad for y'all to be here. Looking forward to your show tonight. Y'all are in good hands with these two. Have fun. See you later.
All right.
Thank you for this. Thank you so much.
These bars are the bars that Dr. King sat behind when he learned that 8 local clergymen had written a letter asking Dr. King to take it easy and let them handle it. In fact, they said he was unwise and untimely. Dr. King responded to their words with words of his own. He said that he was in Birmingham because injustice was in Birmingham. And then he went on to say one of the most notable things he'd ever said. He said that a threat to justice anywhere was a threat to justice everywhere. And he wasn't going to leave Birmingham until things changed here. This letter is one of the most powerful statements ever written by an American. And it is the best statement to allow you to understand the motives and the ideals of the civil rights movement. These bars, ironically, are a symbol of freedom. John Locke said we had natural rights: life, liberty, and property. You can lock a person up, but you cannot lock up their ideas. This is freedom.